Mm-hmm.
Because I won't lie, there's probably a few people prior to you who they did the same thing to, and the results probably was different. They probably was more thirsty about the situation, like quick to sign, but
Mm-hmm.
not knowing exactly what they're getting into, but your worth, and you actually studied the fact that these people didn't do no research on you.
Right.
They didn't know. They don't know where you come from. They don't know how you are as a person.
Right.
They just wanted to sign you. So yeah, exactly. Like they're showing you on your potential, and that's not fair, like you said.
Right. And that's the thing I try to tell my homeboys, like some of my artists who I work with in the team, and it's like, because a lot of the artists are like on the project on Cruise 64, like exception of one, and like we're still building too. Like I got a pretty good relationship with him, so
Okay.
it was pretty easy getting the songs together for me, and that's why I believe in building good relationships. And I'll say, hey, just give me a song, and like I'll knock out everything else. Just give me a song, and and it works out for me too. That like I just think I'm a different type of producer to where I don't worry about and I don't knock like the whole type beat stuff. Like I don't knock producers, internet producers that's getting their bread. Like get your name where you can. But for me personally, it's like, could I do the internet money stuff? Like forcing it? I probably could, and I could do decent with it, but I don't. That's not my lane. Make sense?
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. It's about the brand, though. I understand. When it's about the brand, you don't want to, especially when you haven't really gotten your feet wet like you want it. Like you want to actually, be more out there. So you don't want to, run it down in the ground before you can actually, you get it to, a wider, a global audience.
Right.
Which is not impossible.
It's really not. And I feel like
impossible.
I feel like with this year, like it got I think this is me personally, like this year to me was probably, and this is ironic that I say this though too, I think this was my easiest year in music, to be honest. Like, and it's crazy that I'm saying that when I really sit back and think about it, just on a sheer fact of like a certain way how things happen for me, honestly, because it's like music is, once you figure out, I feel like as a producer at least, once you figure out your lane, it's pretty easy if you just stay consistent on it and don't. Yeah. I feel like that's with anything though too, but like with producing, I feel like producing doesn't get enough acknowledgement.
Yeah, they just do.
Like unless you like Metro, Lex Luger, Southside, Sunny Digital, like you're not gonna get your Nick Mirror, like you're not gonna get your respect for real. So it's like, I just think that like once you, as a producer, once you figure out your lane and know how to tackle the avenues and separate yourself, it's pretty easy. You got to deal with BS and everything, but that's anything.
Yeah, you're gonna deal with BS no matter where you go.
Right.
Most likely. It's just how you handle.
Right, that part.
And I wanted to ask, like, since you mentioned producers, like, which producer is like a big influence to you?
Oh, Sunny Digital, Lex Luger, Metro, Pierre Bourne,
Lex Luger,
DJ Toomp, Be Fresh, and RZA. Those are like my big ones, and Zaytoven too. Like all for different reasons. Honestly, like DJ Toomp.
Okay.
I feel like I can't say who pioneered trap music, because all trap music started with Master P, in my opinion. But when it comes to like the South, like Georgia sound, DJ get his credit for it because he done a hit with everybody, and it's like he really crafted trap music, quote unquote, per se, and he doesn't get his acknowledgement either. And Manny Fresh with the 808, he doesn't get his just due. Lex Luger revolutionized the game with like, because he made FL Studio cool to use. Like he made it the thing that you want to do, because I remember I was 14 when someone said, "Man, don't use FL Studio. Only garage producer does that. Only bedroom bum producers use that stuff to make beats. You got to go buy a Kai Studio 2000 whatever to make your beats. If you're gonna be a certified producer." Lex Luger changed that whole moniker. So yeah, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot.
I remember when Lex Luger came out.
So yeah, those are
Did
definitely.
he debut with? It was Waka Flocka.
Yeah, Lex Luger did Flocka. He did Hard in the Paint. Wiz
Oh
Khalifa.
yeah.
Lex Luger got a BMF Rick Ross. Like those, like his.
Woo! Yeah, he was on the road. That was 2010, 2009-ish.
Yeah, like that. 08. I feel like when it comes to producer runs, I think Lex Luger still had the best run ever. Like Metro was a close second, and Sunny Digital run was so underrated, in my opinion. But that Lex Luger run was special because, like, the thing with Lex Luger was, like, he changed music, like, entirely, like, producing by himself. And I don't think he doesn't get his credit for it. And it's like he made it to the
That's true.
where he had hits with everybody in a different part of the country. Like he had when he did Hand with Kanye and Jay-Z. Like even though that was a crazy beat and was
crazy.
Even though Kanye added his own mix to it, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but the original instrumental by itself was pretty dope. And I was like, Kanye, he enhanced it. It was good. And who else did Lex work with?
You know Kanye, man.
Right.
It's Kanye.
Hey, man. So
he gotta put his touch on it. That's him.
Want to juice up a beat by me? I ain't saying no. Like, let's see what you do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Definitely, man. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to get my run going on for real. Like, I mean, I feel like my run's already started. I just ain't quote unquote splashed on the market officially yet, but I'm not trying to rush it though. It's all in due time.
I mean, you making noise when you have like the record, like when you can turn down a record label and say, "Nah, I don't want to sign." I mean, you on a path for greatness. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Not
a lot of people can say, "Hey, I was on the phone with a record label and I told them no, I don't want to sign."
True.
You know?
Yeah.
You know? And that's the independent grind. So, you know, I want a lot of the youth to like look back at this and listen to what you say because they should, you know, really follow, you know, your mindset. As far as like they don't have to do everything exactly how you did it, but you know, like you creating an actual blueprint, you know, for people who coming after you.
Right, most definitely. That's real. And it's crazy that you say that though too, because I've had at least like I know personally like at least 40 people that told me that it was like, "Hey, we started doing music because of you." Like I've got my homeboys, his son and his daughter. It's out here in Oregon. He was telling me,
okay,
like, yeah, man, my son wants to make beats, and because he saw how you made the beat in like 7 minutes, and he was like, "Yo, like," and then like his daughter was like, his son and his daughter, like, "When's Cruzer coming over? When Cruzer coming over?" Because then like when I came over, it was so funny. He called his son. His son was like, "Dad, I'm busy," and his dad was like, "Cruzer's over here." His son ran over to home, and I'm like, "Bro, how fast?" I'm like, he was winded, sweating and everything. I'm like, "How fast did you run?" He was like, "I ran 2 miles just to come over just to watch me make beats." I was like, "Wow." And I was like, that's when it hit me. And that's the thing I told myself. I'm like, I don't like money is cool, but when you start inspiring people, that's a whole nother.
Yeah, touching the people.
Mm-hmm.
Touching the people. That's when it all counts. That's well, at least to us. That's where it all counts.
That's where it counts.
You got to start with the people,
right? And
the kids though. That's important. That's important. The kids when they can gravitate to you, you know, look up to you. You see what I'm saying? You got kids that want to, you know, start producing now. They want to make beats. They're interested because of what they seen you do. And hold on though, we're not gonna act like you didn't say that. You made a beat in 7 minutes?
Yes.
Wow.
So is that easy? It's just that easy for you now though, because I understand that's now.
I
Because
mean,
back then I know that took a process. That was time.
what's crazy was like I started being able to do that pretty because I started making beats at 16, 18. I started
Okay.
making beats pretty quick, and it's just crazy because I've done summers like days on end where I'm making like 10 beats like for like 2-3 weeks straight, and then like I'm training my ear and everything. And I think it was my senior year where I feel like I started making beats super quick. That whole 2014 year, when I look back on like certain years of my career, there's 3 years that always mean like significantly. And like when in this year's over, the 2027 gonna be year number 4. But 2014 was the year where like I had graph paper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is my senior year of high school. I used to have color pencils and everything. I bought 2 color pencils and I had graph.
Okay.
And what I used to do was like I
Okay.
used to write like shade in my melodies, right? And then like I would write in like the notes, and I was teaching myself like the notes and everything for like symmetry for like Aeolian scale. So what I would do is like I'll like write it up on top like Aeolian scale, like minor, whatever.
Yeah.
And then like I'll color like certain like the first melody be like green, and like over the top I'll like have like a Sharpie, and I write in the notes above every note, like G minor, A minor,
Okay.
C, and then D minor. That'd be like the first melody all in green, and then the second melody would be like in blue. And like I'll write the melodies, like shade on the melodies while I'm in school now. I get home, I
Yeah.
had a desktop at the time. I'll have like a sheet, like, and every paper was like one whole melody. And like I have like a
Okay.
shade pencil for like hi-hats. So I take in the paper, I'll pull out my notebook, I'll pull out like 4 sheets of paper, just 4 whole beats done off of these melodies, right? And I'll
Yeah.
make those beats. Because I already made the beats in my head, I know what the sounds is. All I gotta do is now just pick the right sounds. That's what we make beats
Oh.
quick as hell. So then I'm already made like in like 2 hours, I made 4 beats. So now it's only 6 o'clock. It's still pretty early. So now I'm making like 3 or 4 more. So I made 8 beats on top of going to school.
Wow.
Yo, your dedication. Wow.
Thank
So
you.
you was writing the beats, then you took it home, and you already had it in your mind. Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah,
But
like,
that does explain why you can do it in a quick, process.
yeah,
You make it happen quick though. Okay. But
yeah.
but how do you remember that?
And the thing is like you have the paper,
Yeah.
and like the thing is like with me, you like I was always listening to music, no matter what. So, and not to mention, you hear sound, and I don't think people understand the importance of sound when you're producing, because like
Oh,
you hear everything. So there's certain things that just might just set it off, or like experiences
yeah.
that are going throughout the day. So I'm just writing whatever I'm thinking in my head. And I told
Yeah.
myself I could pick the sounds later. And I focus more on drums. So I'm like, if the drum's going, I could pick a sound that's decent later and then mod it out to the way how I want it to be. Because sound design and I figured out how to, and I got into sound design that way too. So once I did that, just writing out the melodies and everything, I'm like, okay, this is straightforward. And like,
It,
it just go for me.
that's cool right there.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
So I'm guessing you have a photographic memory or something of that nature.
Yeah, I do.
So yeah, I could tell.
Yeah,
I could tell. I could tell.
thank you. And then
So no, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, and then it's like I think that with having that and like I got to that point in like 2014, like right when I turned 18, a little bit after going into 2015, I got to that point to where I didn't need the graph paper no more. Like I just wrote melodies off top of the head. So
That's
I could
fire.
chill like all day. And that's why I tell people I never had beat block, like ever. In my whole career, I never had beat block. So it's like I could chill for like I'll like rest my ear for a few days now. but like I could like last night I had a melody in my head. I didn't make beat for like 2 days. I still remember the melody from Sunday, and I made the beat last night. So.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I just go.
Wow. That's different, man. That's different. I never heard nothing like that before. I can honestly say that. I never heard a producer say exactly the process you take to make your beats. Like, I never. That's more so like I heard rappers, you know, say they write, memorize their thing, you know, when they say they don't write.
Yeah.
And they write in their mind and stuff like that. But I never heard a producer actually say, you know, you wrote out, you know, the melodies basically, and then took it home, and then create.
Yeah, that's true.
That
I try to put so many producers on that too. Like I try to put my producer homies on that. They was like, bro, how's how you did it? I'm like, it's straightforward. Like to me, it's like you did like how like Mozart and them, like how they wrote music back in like the 13th century and everything. Like they was writing music with literally, like, with no electricity. Like we got smartphones and everything, so it's like these dudes was writing it on feather pencils and stuff.
The feather ink.
Yeah, so it's like you gotta really. So I just tapped into that. Was like, if you could think of a sound in your head, like it's pretty straightforward. At least I think so. But I try to put so many producers on it. It's like, bro, that's hard, man. I don't see how you get it. Like, with different strokes, I guess.
What I get from that is basically, you know, you were meant for this.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I'm here to tell you right now, you were meant for this. Like that is a gift. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of producers you're trying to teach your gift to, they can't grasp it because it was already embedded in you. You see what I'm saying? That's already something that was instilled in you. I don't know if they can try to follow the blueprint, but that's going to take them time to, you know, master. You already got it. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be easy for you, but it also might be hard for you to actually, you know, really teach that too. You see what I'm saying? You can always make them aware of it.
Yeah.
But you know, that's something kind of, you know, that's a gift. So, you know, if they don't have it, they might not have it. They might have to still stick to what they know because trying to go your route, that might, you know,
right.
You know, it might mess them up a little bit. Might, you know, not mess them up, but like, you know, put them on a standstill, you know, because they will have to learn it. It's going to take time to, like I said, to master. You gotta learn it. And that's not going to be easy. So I understand the complication that they're having.
Right. I definitely did too. I just always say, like, take what you know and just ask. I'm just giving you some sprinkles, man. That's all I try to tell them. Like, you ain't gotta do
they can add certain things, but they can't take everything, man. That's you. That's your DNA.
Right.
That's your DNA, man. So, in your opinion, what is your favorite song off the project?
Oh.
Yeah. I'm sorry to put you in the box.
I ain't good. I ain't worried about it.
All right, give me. In fact, since you have a lengthy catalog, so give me your top five. Your top five.
Off of Cruise 64 or?
Oh, Cruising 64.
Okay. Top five, no order. Ray OTS, Act Alright. That beat is a way different vibe. So that's one. Scars with Ace. Ace, and what's crazy about that record is
that's number one.
Produced that track too.
Yeah, that was the first song.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Alex Russo is a sleeper. That's a dope song too. So that's 3.
Yeah, definitely. I heard that Alex Russo.
These last 2. FYF Scales Smoke.
That's why I ain't want to put.
Good. I ain't worried about it because like I always like when people ask me what's your favorite one, I'm like I can't do one. You give me 5, I can at least sit and think on it.
Okay, yeah, that's why I didn't want to give you just one. Yeah.
Scales, FYF Smoke. Smoke is definitely my favorite. That's a go one, and a 5th one.
Yeah, that was different.
I probably have to say, I ain't gonna do no tie. I'm gonna do an honorable mention though. My fifth one is Carmelo Anthony with my boy Sean Nephew, and he actually,
Sean Nephew.
yeah.
Before we get deeper into that, what is his nationality?
He's French.
I'm like, I thought he was Haitian, but that's somewhat, you know.
They also too when I first up with him.
Yeah, but I was like, he has an accent, and I didn't understand what he was saying, but it was hitting though. Like you could tell he was saying something though.
Right.
Like it was dope. It was dope.
He definitely go crazy over there overseas. And then like my honorable mention.
So he's from France.
Yeah, he's out in France. We've been working together. What's crazy is we've been working together for like a year.
Yeah, how did that come about? That's dope.
He hit me up on some random stuff for real, cause like he's like, hey man, I heard some of your music over here, and I want to work with you, dude. I was like, bet. And I sent him a I sent him a melody, and I got the melody back in like 2 hours, whole beat done and everything. And he was like, yo man, I want to do more work with you. So like we sent 3 and 3 back, and we work it out. That's 6 beats done on top of each other, so we'd always have that thing going on and get with each other. So we got at least like 200 beats collab just chilling.
So you said you knew him how long again?
And what's crazy is I got about a year.
I put in a lot of work together, man.
Yeah, and
wow. See, that's important. That's why I want everybody to understand the time frame of how you know, working.
Yeah. What's crazy about Cruzer 64 is I don't think, like, I never really said it publicly. I said it maybe like in on a story on like my radio show, is that there's I got like Cruzer 64 is in multiple countries. Like I had like multiple participation because I had co-production with Justin Jagoon on light work. He's in UK. Sean Nephew.
Shout out to UK.
Shout out to UK. Sean Nephew out in France and everything. And
yeah, shout out France.
Jert on the Don't Do It. He's out in West Africa.
Woo! Shout out to West Africa. Yeah. Hold on. So hold on. He's global. All right. Start with the UK. How did you and the UK producer connect?
What's crazy is I got low key. I know a few producers over there in UK, and I got homeboy Temple out there. I've been rocking with Temple for like 2 years. We always support each other like crazy. I did an interview on his platform, and we just been rocking with each other ever since. And then Jagoon, he hit me up on some cool stuff too. I think he started making beats maybe like 2 weeks prior when he hit me up, like 2 months max. He hit me up and was like, yo, bro, like, you got credits with Shoreline, man. That's pretty dope. And, like, I actually checked out some of your music, bro. Like, I really enjoy your beats. And he was just asking me for some tips and everything. And I was like, bro, just be yourself, man. Like, you know, like, I ain't going to trip. And I said, if you want to do any work, I'm open for it. And this man sent me, like, 2 zips of melodies and everything. And I was like, all right, I could do something with this. And Justin Jagoon was cool. And I want to do. I'm gonna do more work with him though. But he just like time zones, man. Especially like it's one thing. Tough in just different time zones. And like he's hemisphere, like Eastern Hemisphere, Western Hemisphere is like literally night and day. So it's not something.
Wow. But I mean, that's still amazing how you still was able to get it done though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now they can really understand the process of the 11 months because it's a lot going into that, because you can also speak on the artists. Talk about the artists, because some of these artists, like you said, one of the artists is from France, and some of these artists is from different parts of America, right?
Yes, sir. Like it's crazy because like where is there? Like, there's no like central like one location in like the country everyone's at. Like the only dude that's in Oregon is Benny Cosmic now. Like everybody else is kind of like Lav. Even though Lavish was out here, Lav is in Arizona now. Ace is in California. Ray OTS is in Alabama.
Wow.
Ayo Dre and Jazo, they're in New Mexico. Markham OTR, he's in Kentucky.
Wow. New Mexico?
Where else? I feel like Antron's back in Georgia. My brother's in Oppo's in Georgia too. Scales is in Maryland. Storm's in California. Like,
all over.
Yeah, I'm all over with it. And I'm trying to think. I didn't miss anyone. And Ghost is in Georgia too. So
okay, so it's more people. It sounds like out of everybody is a lot of people in between Georgia and California, in which the sounds of the project, you have a lot of trap sounds and you have a lot of West Coast sounds, right?
Yes, sir. And like crazy is I got like a good fan base out in California too, because I got a lot of people who I work with, and I think having the Shoreline Mafia credit actually helps me give me a boost more to California, because they're from South LA. They're from LA, so and then work with like Rob Vicious and then Foster, and like so I just kind of just developed, and then just living over here in the West too is like I always listen to West Coast music, but like living here is like
that song is called Hot. The song is called Hot.
Yeah,
we heard it on Imperial Gift Radio. I think a couple years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. And
definitely seen it. You promoted it with them guys. It's on their playlist.
Yeah, and then
on Imperial Gift Promotions.
Yeah, definitely. And then like Shoreline Mafia, Rob, he dropped another song called Lil Homie, and Lil Homie just went crazy. And like it's wild because I have a lot of songs. I don't know if they're going to get released or not. I was like, I don't want to drop them, and so I'm kind of like, hey, they come the later they come out, the better, because I'm not going to put pressure on it to put them out there like that.
Yeah.
So, them labels, man, that stuff get complicated.
That's why a lot of artists can't, actually work together in some sense, because the labels can't come to come meet each other in the middle. They can't meet each other in the middle.
I've had that situation happen to me too. I got some artists who I'm working with. Well,
yeah,
I ain't gonna say their names because they're pretty big, and like they can't drop any songs. Cause they'll tell me, it's like, bro, we got like a whole project done off of your beats. We just can't release it because of like the label. They want to do that a certain way. And I was like, that's corny. But it's like, come on, bro. You got to strike when the iron's hot. Because when you wait on it, especially you don't have like a well thought out plan.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose you're gonna lose people's interest and everything. So.
And that's how a lot of artists a lot of artists will get shelved.
Right.
I'm guessing.
That part. That shelf careers are a real thing in music right now. So if you ain't striking now, man, you're gonna be done. For real.
Tell me about it. And a lot of you hear the artists, some of them come out, complaining like, well, I got shelved this time, I got shelved that time, like, but these are the artists right now, like they found a way to bounce back. So like in previous interviews I probably heard through Breakfast Clubs and stuff like that, some of these artists talked about being shelved and had to, find a way to get up out of that, and some couldn't. Some couldn't. Some is, just in debt, right? I guess that's what it leaves you.
Basically, you in debt, and then it's just a sticky situation because you like, man, this is a dope artist. It's like, why aren't they coming out? And that's the thing I never understood about labels. It's like, well, you sound so hard, you put the pressure on for an artist to sign to you just to put them on the show. What was the point? I never understood that.
I don't understand it either. But if you want to think business wise now, it's just like control. Just control. You have control over somebody. That's all I get from that. They just want control over you. They tell you to be quiet. You can't do nothing.
I agree with that 100%. So I definitely agree with
That's
that.
crazy though. So that's why these kids need to know, you just don't jump into a situation and it's not genuine. It has
Right.
to be genuine, first of all. It
It
has
has,
to be genuine.
that's why
Especially
I try.
nowadays. It has to be genuine.
Right, and that's why I try to tell like a lot of dudes. Like I think I was this like about 2 years ago. Actually, there was this kid. I was 20. No, I was 20. Just turned 21. The dude was like he 17 or like he's just turned 18 if I'm not mistaken. And
Yeah.
he heard I was having a conversation with a few people, and he was saying to me, "Is like, dude, like I want to get into music, man. I heard about you." I'm like, "What you trying to do?" Like he's like, and I'm like, "You want to get into music?" I'll just listen to him. I'm like, "All right, man. Let me." I told him straight up. I heard some plot holes in your sentences, bro. So like, I'm gonna run by you. Like, and he was like, "What do you mean, man?" I'm like, "How long have you been wanting to do music, and what have you done to start doing music?" And he was like, "I've
Yeah.
been wanting to do music for like 8 months." I'm like, "Ouch, that's long, bud."
Got a long way to go, man.
And he was like, "Why you say
Got a
that?"
long
And then I'm like, "Dude, because when you get older, even though it looks like music is dominated by it's a young game. It's a face card, but it's more, uh, it's longevity. You know what I mean?"
years longevity.
And
Definitely.
like every day for them 8 months, doing more than you with, and it's like you gotta realize that. And I try to tell music a week to music. If you ain't able to do that, don't do it. Like I ain't trying to
Yeah.
be like negative about it. It's just music
Yeah.
is really
Now you gotta
hard.
tell them how it is. Yeah.
Got
You
to
gotta tell them
like
like it is.
I do, and it's like I always try to tell people. I'll be like, man, until you get into like I told an artist this the other day. I said, if you're willing to invest into some money and not sure if it's going to make it, and if you can't handle that investment not being more of a loss, if you can't swallow that, don't do music, especially if you're trying to be independent.
Exactly.
And dudes get stuck on that question. They be like, man, I don't get it. And I'm like, when it happens to you, you will know if you built for music or not.
But even so, right? Like when you asking them those questions and they get stuck, you can tell like, you don't wanna, I guess tarnish their dreams or anything, but you wanna let them know like maybe you're not ready as of now until you get your mindset really into it. And you gotta really be hungry for it.
Right.
It's
Got
not like, oh, this is my hobby. Unless you're really talented and just get lucky.
true.
And the chances of getting lucky is lottery numbers.
Very, very lottery numbers. And even then, it's like, if you got lucky on music, you got to really have some type of like preparation for it too. So you got to
So
have something going for you. You can't just, I feel like if music was quote unquote lucky like that, I feel like there would be a lot more people that's popping off than it is now. That's just my opinion.
that's true. That's yeah.
But
That's that's a good opinion though.
yeah, I
That's a
just,
good opinion because
thank
even
you, man.
you hear a lot of like, all right, who's a rapper who had a big hit, just one big hit, and then you didn't really hear nothing from him again? Like, who was that first? Like, what artist that that was one hit wonders?
Recently,
We could talk about recently, and we could talk about the era before that too, because
okay.
there was a lot of that going on in that
Uh,
era too. But
recent,
I don't think it was as strong as now because of social media and
sure.
everything. You could
I say,
really
I say,
take off and come right back down.
right. I say recently though. I can't say designer because designer had Timmy Turner to follow up with it.
Yeah, that one gets a little complicated
I say Famous
with
Dex.
him.
No, Ugly God. Ugly God had one hit. Like I like Ugly God music. He only had one hit.
What was the name of it?
Water.
I think I might have heard that. I think I might have heard that.
Water. Ugly God had
I don't really listen to Ugly
songs,
God.
but like he ain't really
Yeah,
like that was it. He had Water. He had songs to come out. He's a dope producer, but like he
and
didn't
then just,
like capitalize off it. So I say Ugly God was most recent within like 5 years. That's the first one I could think of. And then like prior to that era, I'm gonna say before 2011.
yeah.
What was dude's name? He just passed away though. Huey. Pop Lock.
Oh, rest in peace, Huey. Oh yeah, Pop Lock and Drop It. That was my joint. Yo,
That was,
I ain't gonna lie, that was it though. That was a good one. He didn't
Mims.
have no other song.
True.
That's
Mims too.
crazy. Like no other hit record like to follow that. That's crazy. Yeah, Huey.
Right. And then
Huey.
Mims
Wow.
didn't blow up either. So that's two
This is
right
why I'm
there.
hot. Yeah, he had the remix.
That don't count.
He had the
I mean, it counts technically, but you can't do that. That's the case, man. There's
still same concept. Damn, yeah, Mims. Wow. Mm,
that's two right there on one hit wonders.
that's two. Oh man, there was something else I wanted to ask you, but I'm gonna go back to the questions I have for you. So since we have gotten the chance to hear like your music, we heard it on Spotify, right? Can you tell the listeners where they can stream your project Cruzer 64?
Oh yes, it's everywhere. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, YouTube. Trying to think. Well, their Tidal. Trying to think. I believe everywhere that's a music platform is available on there. Yeah, definitely YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon,
Amazon Music, yeah.
Amazon, anywhere that has a streaming service is Cruzer 64 is available on there, and it's still adding to stores to this day too. And I believe it's on Twitch now.
It's on Twitch?
Yeah.
So how can one stream your music on Twitch? Is it with the live streams or how does that work?
Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
with
it's
a
with the
live.
live stream.
I gotta double
Okay.
check it because I could be wrong, but I got a notification from there like 2 weeks ago. It's like, hey, your music's on Twitch now, and I was like, whoa, that's cool. So I'm gonna have to restart messing with Twitch alone for real. So, but definitely, man, and yeah, it's
Definitely.
definitely everywhere.
We also have to, I guess, mess with Twitch as well too. So maybe when I guess start getting your feet wet with Twitch, you can let us know how to go about that.
Most definitely, I know a few people that's
And then we can play your music, get the streams on Twitch up.
right. Definitely, I'm gonna have to play with Twitch myself because I've been wanting to experiment on a whole nother level of stuff on that lane too. So I'm gonna definitely play with it for like a month or two, and then just go about it that way.
Okay, sounds good, man. So we mentioned the pandemic a little bit. Well, you was talking about, the pandemic. So from what I was hearing earlier, I had a question set for that. I wanted to ask you, did the pandemic like affect or benefit your producer career? But you already kind of answered that.
I feel like
So basically it was more on a benefiting side.
yeah, honestly, because it gave me something I'd never been able to do anything. I was able to work on music, just music, and not worry about anything. And that's what I always told everybody. I said, like, if I get 2 months of just working on music with nothing else, I'll figure everything else out later. Because like my whole career, I've always had to worry about, like, prior to the whole pandemic, I had to worry about high school, had to worry about running track, and then my senior year, mind you, I went to 5 high schools though too. So having
Oh
to
yeah.
deal with, yeah. So I went to 5 high schools, keeping up grades. I graduated 3.6 GPA too. I made the state track, and I moved there my senior year. And then like my senior year, after I graduated, I left Oregon. So I'm still doing music while all this is going on. And then when I come out to Oregon, I got jobs at the time, and then like adjusting to a whole new life. But I'm still doing music, so it's not like like I moved around a lot in Oregon too, but I'm still like music was my #1 priority. And then while I'm still managing the music crew in BT and everything, so it's like I was like, man, if I could just have like 2 months to just worry about music, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's like I could lay out a whole plan. I ain't got to worry about nothing else. Like money is going to be there when it's there, but it's like I'm just going to worry about actually doing music and actually creating a whole plan to make it run. And that's what I always told myself. And then like that pandemic happened, and it's crazy because like when it happened, I was like, man, this is like weird, because like, you know, it's like you don't expect this to happen, to like where everything just shut down. And like it was to really think, and like I got like so many drop dates that I'm about to have on projects now. So like I was busy up working. I think in 2 months I made 3,000 beats. So
you saying that you 2 months, 3,000 beats. How much beats in total for your whole career from starting to now? How many do you think you got since, you know, you made that much just within 2 months? That's beyond crazy. That's beyond Gucci worth right there.
I say I got at least 20,000. And that's not counting collabs either.
Wow. And most of these beats, the world haven't heard.
No. Like, it was crazy.